what was your first taste of adventure? My name is Tanuki T. My adventure began July 4th, 1982. So I get fireworks on my birthday. I'm also the same age as E.T., so that's cool. I grew up here in Lakeside, California. It's only 20 minutes east of San Diego. But honestly, being in Lakeside, you'd never know it. Here's all you need to know about Lakeside. Right over here is the local high school. And then right over here, on the same property, is the rodeo grounds. I didn't fit in here. So when my friends and I were starting our freshman year at that high school, we started taking the bus home. It was only a 20-minute bus ride, but the bus was full of bullies and thugs and anyone and everyone willing to give you a hard time. You would get made fun of for liking music like this by kids who looked like this. So after a week of dealing with 20 minutes a day of asshole bullies, my friends and I started walking 4 miles home every single day. And even though it was long, we loved it. It was like our own new epic adventure every single day with the people we loved. We'd walk this way every day. We'd stop at the general store and get a 2-liter of soda that we'd all share and just dicked around and goofed around all the way home. We would even pretend like our walks home were like our own epic video games. And we would specifically imagine our bullies as the bosses we had to defeat. I suppose in that way, video games really helped us. So every day, when we would walk home from school, we would pass by this beautiful lake, and we would always notice this gazebo right across the water. And we would always wonder what was over there, what was inside, what mysteries did it hold. And I think it was the first time that we really felt a sense of adventure. It was some mysterious place that was just out of reach, just begging to be explored by those brave enough to explore it. I mean, all we had to do was walk around the lake. But to us small town kids, it felt adventurous, and that's what matters. So, to be perfectly fair, growing up here in Lakeside, it was okay. It was safe, it was plain, it was fine. But it's the kind of place with no bookstores, no movie theater, no comic book shops, nothing like that. And in the 90s, before the internet, for an outsider kid like me, it was boring. It was really, really boring for me and my friends. So we were constantly craving adventure in any way that we could get it. But little did we know, and lucky for us, we were about to get our adventure in one of the coolest ways possible. I will never forget the first time I played the NES. I was 4, maybe 5 years old. A family member of mine had it and showed it to me at Christmas. By that time, I'd seen a lot of TV and movies and stuff, but the very first time that I saw The Legend of Zelda, and that beautiful world opened up on screen, something clicked in my mind that has never unclicked. I didn't even really know what a video game was. But in that moment, I immediately understood. This was TV that you could control. Just like regular TV, there was a hero, there was a villain, there was a quest and a story, but this time, you were in control. You were the hero. This was your story. And from that point on, I was hooked. I'm now 40 years old. And I've been hooked for 35 years. That was the year that I graduated from college. I was trying to get into film school and get work in Hollywood, but prospects were few and far between. I didn't have a lot going on, and I'd always heard about these opportunities to teach English in Japan. A friend of mine who'd done it gave me the website, so I applied, which was literally just uploading my resume and hitting send. That's all the website was. And then 2 days later, I get the job. It still freaks me out how easy it was. Hey guys, real quick. If you're watching this part of the vlog and you're wondering why there are no photos or videos of me in Japan, and why you're seeing all this stock footage, the answer is both sad and archaic. When I was in Japan, it was when iPhoto for Mac was a new thing, and it was also before cloud storage and social media were a thing. So all of my Japan photos and videos are locked away on this iPhoto backup CD that is somewhere in our storage unit. I tore that place apart. I could not find it for the life of me. That may have to be a future vlog at this point. So feeling that, just try to imagine me at like half the age I am now, covered in camera gear, and visiting all the famous Japanese tourist sites. That's the gist of it. Okay, back to the vlog. I ended up spending 2 years living and working in Tokyo. I teach English during the week, and the rest of the time I'd be traveling and exploring. It wasn't my first time in a foreign country, but it was the first time that it truly felt like an adventure. The first time I went to Kyoto, it very quickly became my favorite city in the world. I don't know how else to describe it, but there's real magic in that city. There are areas of Kyoto that look like modern day New York City, big skyscrapers and brand new cars and things like that. And then you can just turn a corner and you'll find shrines and other ancient structures that are thousands of years old. And this was indeed the place that inspired the great Shigeru Miyamoto to create The Legend of Zelda. As a child, he would explore around the city and discover new things and new places, and he wanted to recreate all those adventures into this. I just remember walking through Kyoto and seeing the forests full of bamboo the size of a redwood tree. And I would walk in the mountains and I would find little tiny Buddha statues that were carved into the rock. And I remember standing on the tops of mountains in these ancient shrines, overlooking an endless horizon. Ironically, I wasn't playing very many video games at the time, but I guess in a way I didn't need to because I was living this adventure. My time in Japan was a transformative experience, and it brought me a lot of luck because at one point, completely out of nowhere, I got accepted to film school at Cutman University back in California. It felt like after this big grand adventure, my dream of going to film school was finally coming true. So I very quickly and abruptly quit my teaching job and left Japan, and then immediately went into 2 solid years of learning how to make movies and making movies and working in Hollywood, and I ended up meeting my wife there. Oh. It felt like my real life adventures had finally brought me some good fortune. And I honestly never thought that that magic would run out. Probably the worst year of my entire life. I was fresh out of film school. I was supposed to move up to LA with friends, and that didn't work out. I ended up getting fired from 2 jobs that year. Went flat broke, burned a lot of bridges with friends and colleagues and stuff. It was a real bad time. As I was desperately trying to get back on my feet, at one point I dusted off my old Nintendo and popped in an old Zelda game. And immediately I was reminded that as you go through your own adventure, you will fall down, you will fail, and you will get your ass kicked a lot. There's a lot of game overs in life. But as video games have taught me, whenever you fail, you are presented with a choice. You can get back up and continue, or you can give up. But possibly the best life lesson I've learned from video games, no matter how many times or how hard life beats you down, just keep hitting continue. If you never give up, you never fail. So I kept getting back up. Little by little, I started finding work in film and television. I finally started to feel truly victorious in my adventure. And that's pretty much where the real adventure began. First time I saw his little face, which is essentially my face, and that big goofy smile, which is my big goofy smile. It was a feeling beyond words. I guess it sounds kind of cheesy and corny, but the truth is, there's no greater adventure in life than being his daddy. Pretty much every day now he asks to play Zelda with me. And now he and I get to share the new Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, together. I guess the adventure is just beginning.